here for us. Hi, I'm Adam C, and welcome back once again to the paddock. And a bit of an update and a bit of a dilemma because it's raining. I need to get the Cobra out because tomorrow morning it's getting picked up to go over to Total Headturners for them to have a look at it, because it's been a little while since I've driven that car properly because it's still problematic. I've got a broken MGB. In the other side, 350Z, Chaser, MX-5, and the Cobra's there. Right, welcome to the Nissan. The plan is to start as few cars as possible, so I'm just going to try and roll this with no brake servo or power-assisted steering. Of course, wearing the most suitable shoes for the job. And yes, I know what you're going to say. I still need to get a driveway for the place because I am still parking my cars on my lovely lawn, which is being eaten by all the voles in the area. Not moles, voles. Oh my god. I can confirm that these fish flops I'm wearing are not ideal for the job as well. I did manage to reverse into Chloe's MX-5 the other day. The parking sensors hadn't stopped beeping and boom! So I've got a Chaser parked on the lawn. Let's get into the garage, get the Cobra ready and wait till tomorrow. So this won't have changed much since I revealed it, except it has an MX-5 hardtop, a bicycle and a lawnmower, and both these cars are still just broken. So the Cobra's going to go off to Total Headturners. Once this is out, then I can start sourcing the mess. So I've got the paddock sign that I've been given by Creative Signs. Need to work out what to do with this tall little cupboard thing that does have a working clock and light. I've got the Fan Home Fast and Furious Dodge Charger up there. I've got the GT40 awaiting to go up there. I'm going to have all of my models up there at the top. It's all a bit of a mess. I've got a lot of artwork, mostly Cobra related. I don't know why there's 11 sockets here, but I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning bright and early when we need to start the Cobra up. It does start because I need to start it whenever I need to get to the loft, so I know it does start, just doesn't run very well. So next morning, trying to be quiet for the neighbours. That's not too bad. Now the Cobra. It's been a while. Let's try again. Yes. Yeah. Welcome to Total Headturners, which is where I have dropped my Cobra off at. Now, they are Cobra specialists. You could probably hear one in the background, but they do deal with other cars. We've got the GT40s, Veyron replica as well that you may have seen in videos from the summer, and a 300 SL rep is parked up with me as well. So they're going to take it to their workshop around the back and see if they can work their magic. We've already gone out for a little test drive. It does run, it does start up, it idles fine, but we've got quite a lengthy job card for them to complete, and then I will pick it up. Once I've done that, hopefully the garage will be a bit cleaner, but I'll show you a little bit around the place. There's some fascinating cars here, from Dax's, AKs, every kit imaginable is here, and this is just one section. If you want to have a look at the Veyron, here it is. It's on a custom chassis. It's got an Audi engine out the back. It's not based on anything. It's all very custom, very special, and I did go over it in a recent video. Got that fake engine cover over there. Look at that. So we think it's a mixture of timing and fueling, and it runs cold, and that's loose, and that's loose, and that's missing, and this is... There's a bit of everything, but hopefully it will be sorted very soon, because it's not as horrendous as I initially thought. It just needs a lot of little things done. So this will be back soon, but before it is, I'm going to show you around the rest of the stock, then back to the garage, then we'll collect it once it's good. Welcome, as promised, to the main showroom at Total Headturners with all of the Cobras that are available and more. There are so many different kits. I'm not going to point out every single one. There's Dax's, AK's, Southern Roadcrafts. This is a special one. This is a Crendon. So this is probably one of the closest to an original Cobra, if that's what you're going for. Blue with the white stripes, got the 15-inch Hallibrand wheels as well, and a Ford 427. This one's even been stroked, so it's more than 427. 447. It's about 450 cubic inches, so it's ridiculous. So if you want as close to an original as possible, this might be the one to go for. But there's so many other options and specs and colors. The personification on these cars are unlike so many other cars on the market. And look, there's loads, more GT40s as well. Austin Healey 3000 replica, that is a Dax Rush, so that's Dax's little kit car Caterham competitor. They don't only make the Tojeiro Cobra. The Cobra is my dream car. When I was a kid, I was like, yes, AC, they're my initials, that'll be my dream car. And I thought a Cobra was a kit car. That's what I thought it was. I didn't know there was like the originals and the continuations and the replicas, recreations. So I wanted a Cobra kit car, and that's what I got with my Dax, which is getting mended. So we've got green as well. They're not all blue with white stripes. But let's get back home, back into the garage, clean it up a bit, and await that phone call to say that hopefully my car's all good as new. Or maybe not. They're closing off the roundabout. We can't get through. There's someone in a stretcher in an ambulance behind us. So something's happened by the fuel station, and now they're closing every junction at the roundabout. It's going to be done so HeliMed can park on the roundabout. Okay.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Oh, I did see the helicopter in the air earlier. The police are getting ready. Putting the cones out, safety cones to the rescue. They've now managed to get a police car on every junction to block the traffic. There are 5 junctions here, so they've got 5 police cars to close the roundabout. We're just waiting for the helicopter to come back around. We heard it and now it's gone. As another police car turns up, apparently it's landed somewhere else, which is boring. I think it's bad news for our viewing pleasures. Epping Forest Constables. Yes, the air ambulance has landed somewhere else. That's the team. Oh, that's from the air. So they've landed over there. Look at all the cars. They're all here for us. We can pretend. I don't think the helicopter wanted to park on the rough terrain of this roundabout, so he parks up there, which is where we're going. I might be able to say it. I think there's a country park down there, and that's probably where they've parked, because it's all very tree-lined here. Don't think we're going to see the helicopter, so let's get back. I'm not lying when I always at a shunt. When I say we've seen about 15 police cars on the way back. There was like 9 of them for just a cash car that broke down. There was one that was just here just before this, and they're everywhere. Everywhere, I tell you. So welcome back to the garage. I think first things first, I need to put away my suitcase from Vegas, and Chloe's hardtop needs to be put away as well. What I mean by that is I'm going to try and put it on the car. She's not here at the moment. Normally it's a 2-man job, or a 2-man and woman job, but I'm going to attempt it. But first, Autumn has done this to all of the cars. I've already sprayed down one panel, hopefully with a bit of wash and polish. That will come up nicely. Then I can dry this, put it down, and put the hardtop on the MX-5, ready for the Cobra's return. Only trouble is, this is my granny's old jet wash, so it's always noisy, and it also leaks very nicely. But still does the job. You'll also notice a little bit of mould growing, and I think I could just pick that. Yeah, that just comes out. And I desperately need a driveway because I've still got this mound before you reach the MG side of the garage. That's created a lot of dirt on the MX-5 as well. Will you shut up? Oh, yes. Bit of a moment of truth. Will this come off with just the mitt? It seems it will. It's not the cleanest MX-5 in the world, but once the battery is working, it dries very well. I think the best thing to do would be take it for a drive, but the battery's not gonna play ball because this has been sat for a little while. For now, let's see if I can just at least start the car with the junk pack. Yes! I'll put this full whack because annoyingly it's damp on the roof as well on the inside. I want this as dry as possible before I put it away. I'm driving a car that hasn't been driven for ages, and I've got no breakdown cover at the moment. So I've got my concentration glasses on. It's a good car! But it seems like I have made it home without any kind of incidents. I put the pop-ups up to try and dry them out whilst I was behind the Saab, then pulled next to the Saab and he waved at me. So I don't know if I've just acquired a new boyfriend or not, but that happens in MX-5s all the time. I doubt this will turn on again. Ignition on now. Oh. No. To be fair, other than being a little bit mossy still, That's pretty dry, so I'm going to polish a bit of the car, then put this down, put the hardtop on, and then that will be one thing ticked off the list. I also plan on putting the chaser in the garage whilst the Cobra is away, so I've washed this as well. Needs a bit more polishing as well because there's some residue from leaves and autumn. Oh, and by the way, when I say polish, I mean a crude hand polish. I don't have a machine. Here we go. Oh, the things we do, eh? And the other side. So this is the easy bit. Look, one-handed like a boss. Okay. I think that genuinely is it. By the way, I know someone's already commented about this. I just know someone has done. So this hardtop came from Chloe's Mark II, which was silver. Then we kept the hardtop when she got the Mark I, which is obviously white. Hence why silver on white. Jason Donovan. There it is. So let's squeeze this chaser into the garage. Parking sensors are going to be required. Right. I think I'm in. There we go. I'm going to catch up with you once the Cobra is ready to collect, then we're going to bring it home. MGB needs a new engine. Cobra at least will be tickety-boo in just a sec. So welcome to the day. This is the day. This is it. I'm in the Mighty Accord heading to Total Headturners to pick up the Cobra. They have done so much to the car. It's going to be very different. You're going to like the way it looks. Colour flip. So of course they investigated the running faults, they checked over the car, gave it a service, set the timing, modified the distributor clamp, supplied and fit new plugs, inlet manifold gasket, rocker cover gasket, sump gasket, an oil change, an oil filter change, repaired the alternator bracket, supplied and fit new thermostat, new antifreeze, new temp gauge, new fuel lines, new filter king pressure regulator because the fuel pressure regulator was loose inside the pot, secure the lower water hose, new track rod dust covers, new wiper blades, new bonnet and boost gas ramps apparently, even though I've only recently fitted them, but they were rubbish even though I bought brand new ones, new seat bolt nuts because apparently the driver's seat was loose, and one other change that I will show you that's more visual that you guys have been asking for the 6 to 7 years that I've had this car. I think 6.5 years just coming up to. You've been telling this one thing that I need to do visually, and Total Headturners have finally done it. Again, ready for a series of new car events to take this to. I hope to use this all throughout 2024. So I'll go on to the visual modification they have done in a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed. You might not have done. You may well have done. Put in the comments if you've noticed already, but they've polished up the exhausts. We're going to point that out. Also, the seats have been cleaned, so they look bright and fresh once again. And under the bonnet, it shines once more. So there is my Chevy 350 with the new fuel pressure regulator. The alternator bracket has been welded. So much else has been done. It's been cleaned up, new gaskets, the carb's been tuned, got a new cap up there as well. We've got the electric fan regulator down there as well. That's been fitted because it was missing. But as well as looking amazing under the bonnet, underneath the car looks great as well. I can't show you now, but they took some pictures after they cleaned it up. This is the whole reason I bought this car, at least one of them, how clean it is underneath. And luckily all the oil leaks it had have stopped, but they've also preserved the underneath of the car so it is rust free. How does this look now? Can't wait to take it out. It's going to be amazing. Around the rear, I've taken my little quick jacks off, mostly for loading it onto the trailer because it was quite low at the rear. But the visual mod that they have done to this car is only subtle, but we've raised the rear and finally put some rear spacers on those wheels. Only 10 mil, so it's only a subtle change, but that's enough hopefully to fill those arches so a lot of you can stop complaining. It's still a little bit inboard because it has to be legal, but that fills the arches a little bit better than before. I didn't want to go more than 10 mil because then it starts getting risky because we need to get extended studs in there. It's a Jaguar hub, Jaguar XJS rear end from 1988 is what Dax used for this Cobra. It's a 2005 car with a 1974 V8. It's a car of multiple eras. I mean, you've got the switchgear from the 90s from a Ford, as you can probably recognise. So you've got a 70s engine, 80s components on the chassis, 90s components on the steering column, and then it was built and assembled in the noughties. Then I owned it in the teens, and now we're in the 20s, and it's back to how it was. So a car of multiple decades. Let's close the bonnet, start it up, and take it for a drive. it's been a while. Already it feels right. It feels as it should. Now I don't know these roads, so I'm just going to guess it's a cold winter's morning. Already it sounds so much better though. So this car would always run cold, or at least the temperature gauge would say that. But we've changed the thermostat, and hopefully I think it is running a little bit warmer, so it should run better, because obviously it's like a car's running not up to temperature is how it would always run. It used to run fine even running cold, but now in the last 2 years, it's been about 2 years since it's been running correctly. Obviously it's a carburetted car, so it's not going to be as smooth as a modern V8. I think this might be a chance for the first acceleration. Here we go. Oh my God! Ah, ah. Oh! Oh my! Still feels good. It's back to being my dream car. For the last 2 years, there was a bit of a, even before the problems happened, a bit of a kick down, because it's a 4-barrel car, but it opens in 2 sections. So when the second bit opens, you can feel a bit of that. It's almost like a 2-stage acceleration, but now it's more linear and it's just instant. And as you saw, that was a bit of a slip. Here we go. Yeah, 350 brake horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque, 350 cubic inches. It's the dream. This car only weighs about a ton. It's enough to make it quick. But it's now dark and I'm heading home in my freshly repaired Cobra. Hope to bring it with you to all the events of 2024. So thanks to Total Headturners for bringing my Cobra back to the channel and to me. I can now finally keep it at home and take it out whenever I want. It's running amazingly in the winter's air. So I hope you enjoyed that video from Total Headturners. But for now, thanks for watching.